This concept of advertorial, where you're reading quite decent journalistic copy in a newspaper or in a magazine, and next thing you go, this is a bunch of old tosh. And then you see around it's got a red border around it, and it's marked very clearly advertorial. Somebody's paid for copy to look like copy, editorial copy, but actually it's advertorial. Does that fit into this?
Well, it
genre?
does, because they do tend to be long copy ads, but you're absolutely right when you call it a load of old tosh, because most advertorial is a cop-out. What they're saying is we don't have the creative ability to create an advertisement that will stand up on its own 2 feet and tell the story of our brand properly. Therefore, we'll disguise it as editorial. We'll borrow all of the credibility that comes from the medium, and we'll run something we hope will deceive people into having a new view about our brand. So advertorial really is complete smoke and mirrors.
So I take it you're not a fan?
Not a fan, no, because I do think it's a creative cop-out.
Okay, but it forms part of the genre of long-form advertising, or
Yeah.
is it an insult to long-form advertising?
Well, I think it's an insult because it's not doing a good job. It's an insult to advertising in many instances. And it's much closer to PR than it is to advertising as a discipline.
And then maybe my next thought is probably closer to PR as well. Anglo-American for many years was running adverts on the radio saying, why don't you go to our website and hear our version of our story, get the full story, I think, at angloamerican.com or whatever it was. That's a form of long-form advertising, using traditional advertising and directing people to your PR, to where you talk about the number of accident-free hours and the healthcare benefits and the housing for your workers, the stuff that traditional media just isn't interested in covering.
Well, of course, in that sense, long-form advertising still flourishes in the form of websites, of annual reports, of brochures and leaflets, of all of those sources of information where they need to pack a lot of stuff in there. But the advertising that directs you there is not in itself long-form advertising. And one of the reasons that people say that long-form advertising is dead, I think you alluded to in an earlier throw forward, which was that our attention span has...
What's that, sorry, you're saying?
I mean, Microsoft did a study in 2015 which showed, and it got quite a lot of publicity, that our human attention span has dropped since the year 2000 from 12 seconds to 8 seconds, which makes us less attentive than a goldfish, which is the normal benchmark, because a goldfish apparently, Lord knows how they measure it, but a goldfish will sit in front of the television and watch an ad for 9 seconds. So they've got one over us.
But that's why you see so many goldfish in the shops on a Saturday morning. Yes.
So the argument is that if we can't even watch something for 8 seconds without losing our attention, then what's the point of running longer ads? That means even a 30-second ad, Bruce, is wasting 75% of its content because we only listen to the first 8 seconds.
Or maybe we only listen to the middle 8 seconds or the last 8 seconds, whatever the case might be. But there's got to be a role for the long-form advertising in, I'm going to get crucified for this, in the more worthy sphere, so in the NGO space, where you need to explain in more detail, where a catchy phrase isn't going to explain the need for a waterworks in a poor area and or how that waterworks has changed the lives fundamentally of the people who live in the Lesotho Highlands or whatever it might be. Does it lend itself more to that?
Well, I think it lends itself to anyone who can evoke a narrative that will draw people in. You know, they say that books are making a comeback and that the Kindles of this world are disappearing. Now, if we're reading more, the book is the perfect form of perfect example of long form communication. A great book, you will start at page 1 and you will be completely riveted to it, and you'll be a pain in your own household because of that, right through to page 350. Now that's an attention span that's rather longer than 9 seconds that allowed you to do that.
I'm in one of those right now.
Exactly.
Bill Bryson's 1927. What
Perfect.
an extraordinary piece of storytelling.
So now
sorry,
Bill
yes.
Bryson, for all I know, may have started as a copywriter. Quite likely he did. And in that case, what he is demonstrating is that whether it's 300 pages or 300 words, which is already long by advertising standards, he can engage you, weave a narrative, weave a story that will suck you in, just like these Timberland ads suck me in, and leave you with a message at the end. It's maybe not about all the features and the bells and whistles, but just a warm glow, which you transfer to that brand in your own mind.
Andy Rice, our advertising guru. Can we call you guru? We call you lots of other things.
Yeah.
But call him guru.
When the microphone goes off, the truth comes out.
There we go. Sir Andy Rice. Andy Rice, our advertising guru. Long-form advertising. We always learn a lot on The Money Show, but tonight in particular, learning about long-form advertising and its role. Does it work? Well, it does, if it's well told.